Every series has its hallmark event, and the progressive American Flat Track Series is no different. For years, the winner of the Springfield Mile was deemed worthy of being the champion. More recently, it's become where people have solidified their championship status. No track on the circuit offers closer or more thrilling action than what can be found on the legendary Springfield Mile, presented by Drag Specialties.
I'm on fire, and you can't put it out of me.
Welcome to the Progressive American Flat Track Series here in Illinois for the most prestigious race of the season, the crown jewel, the Springfield Mile. I'm Kristen Beat, joined alongside the voice of the American Flat Track Series, Scotty Dubler, as well as the 2017 AFT Singles champ, Colby Carlisle. Gentlemen, the Springfield Mile, the biggest race of the season for us, but also the third and the last Mission Triple Challenge of the season. This is our Daytona 500 weekend.
It definitely is. It's the fastest track on the circuit. It is a perfectly symmetrical track. A quarter mile down the front straightaway, a quarter mile in turns 1 and 2, a quarter mile down the back straightaway, and a quarter mile in 3 and 4. That means you can hold that motorcycle wide open. We got drafting at its finest.
I've been coming here since I was 12 years old. This is the race that I always wanted to win. I was able to get that done in 2019, and that's got to be up there with one of my top race wins in my career. It's just the crowd was so full, and it's Springfield Mile. It's nostalgic. It's iconic.
Springfield has historically also had title implications. This year is no different. In the singles class, Chase Saloff is out for the remainder of the season after a devastating crash at the Peoria TT. He was previously second in the standings to Tom Drain. Now the only rider mathematically still eligible to overtake Drain in the championship is Trevor Bruner. Also determined this week in the singles class, Aiden Roos-Evans was officially disqualified from the Jack Pine Gypsies Super TT for using illegal fuel, thus eliminating his best career finish and moving Tom Drain from third to second, which will also award Braden Fanders his first ever AFT podium position.
This also changes things up in the points race, as Tom Drain now holds a 60-point lead over Trevor Bruner. Crazier things have happened in our sport of flat track, but Drain could possibly lock up the first ever championship for a foreign rider.
Now looking towards the Super Twins class, Briar Bauman, our points leader, has finished on the podium in all but one start this season. The podium he missed, well, it was on a mile. What does that mean for Briar this weekend?
A little bit of an anomaly there at the mile. That was the first time he had ridden the XG 750. So not only for him, but the team, they had so much to learn, and they did not what they needed to do, but a fifth did not take him out of the championship at all. And here we are, Springfield Mile, a few months later. Team's been able to develop. Briar's got a little bit more knowledge on the motorcycle. So here, Briar's going to be able to try to take it to Dallas.
We've worked really hard. Dave, Michelle, Brian Bigelow, a lot of guys at Vance and Hines. We don't know if it's going to help. We know that we're maybe better than we probably were in some areas before DeCoin. But yeah, I mean, we've turned over every stone we can. So at the end of the day, I'm proud of Dave and Michelle and Brian and just everyone involved that's tried to help me out, because obviously DeCoin didn't go super well. As far as I know, we're better than we were, and I hope that translates to the racetrack. We just never know.
Now, Briar holds an 11-point lead, which means that if Dallas wins all 3 remaining races, he will be the champion.
We live to be in this position. We don't. We want to be in a position at the end of the year to try to win the championship. So it's not really pressure. It's a place we want to be. It's a place we thrive in. And yeah, looking forward to Springfield. I'm happy to come into this race much more prepared than I did last year. And yeah, just really looking forward to today.
Jared Mees, the 10-time champion, is jumping back onto the motorcycle this weekend in Springfield. Guys, how do you think that plays into the championship picture?
Well, it depends on how he performs. He's never raced a Kawasaki before, so he could go out there, he could get out there and get in the mix. He has also won here 10 times. He knows his way around this racetrack. If any track is good to come back, it would be this one for Jared.
And Jared's coming into it with a mindset where he's focused on promoting the event today. He's got so many other things going on, so no pressure at all on him, and really just out here to have fun, and that is a lethal combination.
Scotty, Colby, I will catch up with you guys in a bit. Now, Jared Mees entering the Springfield Mile is a paradigm shift. With 10 championships to his name, he holds more titles than any other rider in flat track history. He's also tied for the second most wins ever with 78, and he will be determined to break that tie here, and as a result, could disrupt the championship battle. Now with more from Scotty in the paddock.
My favorite part of the day is the pit walk. We found Braden Fanders up in Sturgis at the TT. A rider was disqualified. You got bumped up to third. Your first career podium. What does it feel like?
I don't really know how to feel, to be honest. I finished fourth unofficially and got bumped up to third. And for me, I'm not officially counting that as my first podium. I want to legitimately get my first podium and experience the podium and get the trophy and get to spray the champagne. And but yeah, it's cool to get my first podium. It's just a little bit of a bummer on my part to get it the way I did, but yeah, this weekend here at Springfield, never raced here before, and we're going to try to get that done this weekend.
Roaming through the pits, here is the 7-time champ, Chris Carr. This is a historic place. You've won here, what, 12 times?
Yeah, but I think I got 12 seconds too, so I've been on both sides of it. I think all those seconds and thirds and whatever else, racing against guys like Parker and Graham and Springsteen and Schobert, those guys allowed me to learn lessons to help me win 12 times here, yeah.
That's Chris Carr, the 7-time champ, 12-time winner of the Springfield Mile. For more on this racetrack, on the front straightaway is Colby Carlisle.
We have absolutely perfect weather here today at the Springfield Mile, and that really always dictates the track here. If it's too sunny, too hot, we'll get a really narrow blue groove around the bottom. Today we have overcast, cool 70-degree weather. We could have billboard smooth racing from bottom to top. We're gonna see, I love it when it gets like that. You can do whatever you want. And will that play to the strengths of Breyer Bauman and that Harley-Davidson, or will the Essence and Yamaha be able to motor down the straightaway like we saw at DeCoin? Back to you, Kristen.
Jared Mees, the 10-time champion. Jared, as of last week, you were a retired racer turned promoter, but this week with a late entry, you could be looking at your 79th career win.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm trying to help Dunlop out. We're making a transition with the spec tires for next year. They're being manufactured in Japan from the Buffalo, New York area because the plant closed down. So I'm just trying to help out Dunlop, who's a big supporter of the mile and the series. With that being said, I am entered in for the race, and I guess if I go out there and I fast qualify and I feel real good, maybe I'll line up and try to get the job done today. I just got the bill for my last gymnastics month, and it went up. So, you know, being retired, the funds aren't quite coming in like they used to be, so might need a little love from the weekend, you know what I mean?
And Jared, you're racing on a very special bike, chiefed by Ricky Howerton, previously won on Brian Smith, but it would be the third manufacturer you've ever ridden and your first time riding a Kawasaki in competition.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, I've seen the back of that motorcycle plenty of times in my career, especially on the old XR 750 days. So honestly, the track looks amazing today. It's the coolest temperatures I've ever seen here at the Springfield Mile with this overcast so far this morning. I mean, the racetrack is going to be blistering fast, and it's one of the best prep racetracks I've ever raced on in my career. I'm not just saying that because I'm the promoter either. But I'm looking forward to making some laps on a twin. I haven't made many laps this year on a twin at all, so look forward to having some fun and lending a hand to the Dunlop partners and maybe carry on the rest of the day.
All the action from legendary Springfield Mile, presented by Drag Specialties, when we return. The Progressive American Flat Track Series is being brought to you by Mission Foods. Mission Foods has you covered with race day recipes that are too fast, too tasty.
Welcome back to the Springfield Mile with Tom Drain only needing to finish 7th or better this weekend. It was a question of would Tom Drain sit back or would he hammer down? Well, the answer was astounding. He's going for it. In qualifying, he's the fastest on the track, followed closely by rookie Cage Tadman.
In that situation, a lot of the times it's better just to focus like there's nothing on the line and race like you need to win. And as long as Cage Tadman can learn as much as he can this weekend in Springfield, that's a success.
AFT Singles Mission Triple Challenge main event number 1. Drain grabbing the whole shot. He's got company up there. Bruner on the 21 bike slides into second, Colby.
Yeah, and it's going to be Bruner there in second, but not for long, as it's going to be Tadman trying to work his way to the front. Bruner takes the lead there as Tadman's back there in 5th.
Drain was just unstoppable so far early on in the day practice qualifying, and here he comes back by Bruner for the lead of this main event number 1. It's only 10 laps. You got to get done quickly. Drain on the 59 Essence and Yamaha leads him up the final corner.
takes the main event win in our first Mission Triple Challenge race.
It's definitely tough out there. Everyone else has got pretty good bikes this year too, so we just got to keep chipping at it. The whole Essence and Racing team's gave me a great bike, so hopefully we can just keep doing what we're doing now.
AFT Singles main event number 2 in the Mission Triple Challenge. Drain on the inside, Tadman in the middle. Here comes the 21 of Brunner. Same contenders out front. This time, Drain with the whole shot.
Yeah, Drain opens up a few bike lane gap going into the first corner there, but it's not going to last at all as Tadman finally is able to draft by Drain into corner 1 and take over the lead.
Those two we thought were going to pull away from everybody else, but in the 49 reels them in. He brings a couple other contenders up there, but it's down to the final 2, the 228 Tadman around the outside, trying to take the lead and get the first win away from the 59 bike. He'll bring his teammate into play off the final corner. Drain will lead the drag race and win main event number 2 in the Mission Triple Challenge for the singles class.
Right now, Drain is out front with 69 points.
Coase is in second with 52. Tadman is third, 51. Brunner still mathematically in it with 44 points in fourth, and Fanders back there in fifth. It's time for our pre-race report with Kristen Beat, who is with Cage Tadman.
In his rookie debut at the Springfield Mile, Cage, you have improved your racecraft with every start. What would you attribute that to?
I mean, it's been going really good. I feel really comfortable on the bikes. I mean, Chad's been helping me out a lot. So, I mean, going from a 15th place finish into coin, it definitely feels good to be battling up front.
And your AFD singles starting lineup looks like this. Tom Drain is on the pole. 49 Chad Coase will be second. 228 Tadman is third. Trevor Brunner is fourth. Keep your eyes on some riders back there in that second row. Fanders, Lowe, Raggio, and Roos Evans. And way back there in the third row, the 100 of Walker Porter. AFT singles presented by Kicker. Main event number 3 in the Mission Triple Challenge. 20 laps the distance, 17 riders. Possibly winner take all. Brunner on the outside, Drain on the inside. The 2 first impressions right there in second and third. Light turns green, they're off. Drain grabs the whole shot, he'll take him in the first corner. Coase slides into second, Tadman goes around the outside to third.
Yeah, they're going to start how they finished the last main event, but Fanders trying to grab a hold of them. These top 3 broke away last time. Are they going to be able to stick together? Are they going to be able to break away?
Around the outside, Tadman goes to the lead. He'll take him down the back straightaway. Here comes Drain, Coase, Brunner. Fanders is up there in fifth. Here comes Walker Porter.
Let's see what kind of strategy Tadman has worked on with Chad Coase. Chad Coase back to fifth. Now momentarily he's got Brunner there. Brunner's the only other rider that has led a lap here today other than Tadman.
Here they come off of turn number 4. We'll let you listen to them the first time by. "17 motorcycles at full song." Up the inside goes one of the Turner Hondas. That is Trevor Brunner goes out in front. He needs to get up there and win this one. He's sitting 4th coming into this final race.
Yeah, and right now they have Tom Drain shuffled back to 3rd. Momentarily, he's going to take a double draft here and move his way up at least into 2nd. He will. No. Brunner's going to hold that on around the outside. They're going to be side by side, but look at that back and forth. Jared Lowe making his appearance at the front.
Jared Lowe marching his way towards the front. That shuffles Chad Coase back to 5th. Behind him is Fanders.
Right there, Tom Drain not able to get by Tadman to the line, just kind of sitting there second time by. He doesn't really even try to draft him. He does go into the corner.
Not going full song again. I don't know if they're saving anything, but they're just getting wound up, getting faster and faster, getting used to the racetrack. Onto the back straightaway. Drain takes the lead. Here comes Jared Lowe up the inside.
Yeah, and if I'm Tom Drain, though, I would want to try to get a breakaway like we had in the last race, even if it is just you, Chad, and Cage, or somebody else. Just try to get away. You don't want to battle for 8.
I thought Brunner was going to have his teammate up there for a little while. Walker Porter was in 7th at the line. Last time by, he's up to 6th right now on the 100 bike. He's trying to get up there and go with the 21 bike and try to work together like the 49 and 228 have done all day.
Tom Drain seems really calm right now, knowing what he's got under him and knowing what he's been riding today, and all these other guys really trying to move him around and try to move him to the back as quick as they can because they know how strong he's been.
There's the 59 to the lead into 3. Tadman slides up the inside, goes to 2nd. Brunner goes back to 3rd. Now Chad Coase around the outside. He's trying to go to the front. I think I saw one rider going off the groove down there in turn 3.
Yeah, I believe that was Walker Porter up and out of this one, so it's going to be Tom Drain coming down the front stretch here. Cage, Tadman, and Brunner, the only 2 that have gone to the point as 4 riders start to slowly break away, but immediately Fanders will catch back up.
Brunner goes to the lead. That doesn't last very long. Here comes the 228 Tadman. Tadman goes back out in front. Drain sneak up the inside of Brunner. Three different brands in the top 3 spots onto the back straightaway.
Yeah, Cage Tadman will lead us in there right now. It's Tom Drain actually back to 4th as Chad Coase has gone around him too. So this is the deepest we've seen Drain in the field, but it's going to be Tadman with his teammate Chad Coase 1 and 2 right now. Are they going to be able to work together? But no, look how quick Tom Drain pulls out of the draft there. I want to see how far he can get up all the way into about 3rd, almost 2nd place.
Almost instantly off of turn number 4. He ducked in really low.
He didn't even really use any draft there.
Doesn't need it. 228 Tadman in the lead. Drain in 2nd. Bruner 3rd. Coase is back there 4th. And 5th is Braden Fanders on the 83 bike. Here comes Drain up the inside.
Yeah, and we're going to see what I want to see later on in the race. We're 15 laps to go, 5 done with this one. But at what point are we going to see Drain actually as Tadman slides up off? No, that's actually Chad Coase. But I want to see where Tom Drain starts to measure up against Tadman in this one.
8-rider breakaway right now at the Springfield Mile. Drain, Tadman. Here comes Bruner. Bruner gets shoved wide. Fanders will go up the inside, taking that 3rd spot away. Reaches up, grabs the tear off right in the middle of the corner. Chad Coase going to come right around the outside. He's trying to go back to 4th.
The one thing I really like that Tadman's adjusted here is he's not looking around, as Chad Coase is not happy at all with one of the riders that must have came in contact with him over there in 1 and 2. Chad Coase, we've seen him lose the gap and be able to catch back up, but right now he is at a point where he needs to go. But Tadman not looking around like he was earlier.
Very good point. Probably talked to Andrew Butler. Probably got some text messages from some friends that were watching say, don't do that anymore.
No, and Chad Coase, the veteran rider, not happy with what happened there. And he knows, I mean, look at what just happened. They lost the lead group, and Chad Coase is the only guy that we've seen be able to close that gap. So we've got a 3-rider battle now in the front, but it's different than the last main event.
Drain, Tadman, Bruner, Yamaha, Husqvarna, and Honda, your top 3. More action on the fantastic racing here at the Springfield Mile when we return. Welcome back to the legendary Springfield Mile, the conclusion of the AFT Singles main event. Aurora, Indiana rider in the lead. Drain slides up the inside. California rider 228 up the inside looking for 3rd. Now to 2nd. Tadman goes up to 2nd.
Cage Tadman trying to figure out all of these riders sizing each other up. We've got just a few laps left in this one.
Bruce Evans slips off the groove. Is going to go from about 4th or 5th back to 8th, the last bike in this lead group. They're getting single file now. Sorting things out. Bruner gets back in line behind Tadman. Now Jared Lowe sneaks a peek on the inside of the 63 bike. Fanders, he is up to 6th now in the 83 from dead last.
Bruner, one of the more aggressive riders in this field. He knows how to handle himself on these miles. What is he going to do? He pulls out of the draft there, trying to get by Drain. Will he finish it? No. He just gets Tadman, but now Coase is there.
We got 5 riders trying to break away, and Fanders is one of them. He is up to 5th place on the 83.
But right now, the top 3, that is Bruner, Tadman, and Drain. Those have been the riders for this race.
3 miles to go. Bruner goes back out in front. Tadman goes into 2nd. Drain is 3rd. Coase is 4th. And Fanders, your top 5. I think it's going to be determined between these top 5 riders.
Yeah, I agree. So I'm really interested to see what Drain's going to do here. He pulls out barely off the corner, not even really drafting. He's going to be able to get by both of them into the corner there. That wouldn't have been by the line, though, Scotty.
There's a buy one, get one free right there as the 59 goes by. He's in the lead off of turn number 4. Drain in 2nd. Tadman, Coase, and Fanders. Now we got 8 riders. I just said 5. Now we're back to 8.
Yeah, but chess is almost done, Scotty. You got to know what you're doing as we come to the 2 to go. What are they going to do? Does Tadman know where he wants to be? Coming to this white flag, what is going to going on through these riders' minds?
Bruce Evans slips off the groove. Now we're down to 7 riders in this lead group. It's the 59 of Drain, trying to win his championship, trying to win the Mission Triple Challenge and the Springfield Mile. There's a lot going on.
Let's see what's going to happen. Lap and a half to go. Bruner goes up the inside of Drain here. Let's see. Everyone's taking notes. You're taking little mental notes of what happens when you pass him where. So right now, Bruner knows he's leading through 3 and 4. He's going to lead off. He goes a little bit wide there. It's going to be a drag race down the front straightaway. Tom Drain will actually get credited with this one so far.
21 goes way too wide in turn 3 and 4. The white flag is out. 1 mile to go at Springfield. Here's the 59 out in front, trying to win his first championship, trying to win the Springfield Mile.
And Cage Tadman side by side with Bruner through the corner there, almost touching. All right, so this is the key. They have to get by Tom Drain going into this corner. They cannot allow Tom Drain to lead through 3 and 4. Right now, nobody's going to have a shot at it. Bruner's going to try to burn it off around the outside. No.
Here comes Fanders taking a look. He's back there in 5th. Last lap, last corner of the Springfield Mile. The Australian trying to win his first ever championship. He's going to do it. Off of turn number 4, the 59 leads him to the line. We have a foreign champion in the AFT singles class. Tom Drain wins Springfield. Wow. Drain taking the win. We know he's the overall. He won all three. A clean sweep for the 59 bike. Results look like this. Tom Drain taking the win by 0.017 seconds over Bruner. Coast is third. Tadman is fourth. Fanders from the back of the pack to fifth. Santero, Lowe, Roos Evans, Ryder Reese, and Skylar Sintel, your top 10. Kristen is with the Australian rider. Make some noise for him.
Tom Drain is now an American Flat Track Series champion in the singles class, and here to present you with your #1 plate, Joe Bromley of the AMA.
Thank you, Kristen. Well, Tom, congratulations on Tom Drain on taking your 6th win here in the series. Congratulations to Essence and Yamaha for a great season this year. And on behalf of the American Motorcycles Association, it gives me great pleasure to present you your American Flat Track Singles Championship #1 plate. Congratulations.
Tom, you have now been able to accomplish what no other international rider has ever been able to do in the American Flat Track Series. What led you to this title?
No, I've got a great team behind me. I can't thank any of them enough. Like Tommy and Tim for giving me this opportunity. Wouldn't be here without them. And then that whole Essence and Racing team. I just can't thank my whole team enough, and same with my family. All the sacrifice we've had to do to be here. It's awesome for my dad and mum to give up what they're doing to be over here to help me. It's amazing.
Here is the restart. Tom Drain on the inside had the whole shot again. Jared Lowe got an excellent restart on that 63 bike.
Yeah, but Tom Drain already opened up a gap, and he starts to battle throughout the pack, but just so strong, being able to pull out of the draft whenever he needed to and go back to the lead.
Bruner was up there for quite a while, led a couple of laps, and he brought up with him the 228 and the 49 up there, but man, what a battle it was. And at the end, coming to the checkered flag by about one wheel, Tom Drain taking the win. Australia wins the championship. Kristen is with second place.
2 consecutive podiums for Trevor Bruner here. You guys seem to have the wheels in motion, probably later than you would have preferred in the series. But Trevor, take me through those final few laps and the chaos that ensued going 3 wide.
Yeah, you know, racing out with these singles guys out in the miles, it gets pretty hectic. You know, trying to make a plan most times doesn't really work out the way you thought it would, so you kind of got to improvise, and, you know, that whole race was just kind of improvisation. Yeah, we'll see if we can keep it going for tomorrow, and, yeah, see if we can stay up on this box.
Trevor, congratulations. Such a fun race to watch. Enjoy.
The overall points for the Mission Triple Challenge in the AFT singles class. Tom Drain with the clean sweep taking the win. Bruner gets up there and gets second overall. Chad Coast third overall. Fourth is Tadman, and fifth. What a ride by Braden Fanders coming from the back of the pack to get fifth and fifth overall. On the podium is Chad Coast, third place today.
With his first podium of the season, Chad, you seem a little disappointed despite earning that podium. Did you feel like you had a winning bike?
Yeah, I mean, my team always puts a great bike underneath me. Obviously, every team up here has a great bike underneath them. Third's good, first podium of the year. I really owe it all to my team. We put in so much work and don't get up here nearly as much as we hope to, so when we do, it's awesome. But yeah, obviously I want more, so luckily we have another day tomorrow and go back to the drawing board and try to figure something out.
Chad, enjoy rounding out that podium and a fun race to watch in the singles class.
More action on the fantastic racing here at the Springfield Mile when we return. Welcome back to the Springfield Mile presented by Drag Specialties. Will we see history repeat itself? Jeffrey Carver won here in 2018. The last Honda on top of the step here at the Springfield Mile was Ricky Graham back in 1993. But right now, Briar Bauman is looking to take the win and is today's Dunlop Rider Profile.
Yeah, it's crazy how quickly it goes, and then all of a sudden the stress kind of, you know, like I said, we front loaded the stress for my program, and we got through a lot of that, and then things kind of, you know, mellowed out. But yeah, I'm not a guy that needs to be around a motorcycle the full off season. I have a great time riding my bicycle, and it's not training at that point, but I have a good time riding my bicycle with Brandon and James, and I love going out to Illinois. I play a lot of Xbox with my friends, so yeah, I feel like I do a good job of decompressing and getting away a little bit, and this might be the biggest decompression off season I've had, honestly, and that might be why I'm a little bit lighter, like in the mood, and feel a bit better, because I took a big step away. I was tired at the end of 24, so we had a lot ahead of us, and I'm so damn proud of the team for getting through it, and we did. That was the biggest thing. We just got through it. So when we got done, it was time for some, take a few breaths, get caught up on the energy, and like I said, big break, but I feel good now.
Riders are lining up for the finale of the Mission Triple Challenge. More when we return. Welcome back to the Springfield Mile, presented by Drag Specialties. Earlier today in qualifying, we had some fun. It was good for some and bad for others in that Mission Super Twins class. The 3 bike was off the pace in practice and in qualifying 1.
Put out there to let everyone know he's off the pace, and just some clutch issues trying to figure out, working on some different configurations to try to get that bike up to the level it needs to be at to try and win these miles. Breyer struggled throughout qualifying.
Yeah, I mean, emotionally, like, I'm pretty numb for how the whole season's gone. It's just like you got to stay even keel. And luckily, I'm a little bit older. Breyer Bauman from 2019 probably would have rode that thing through the truck after the first session. So it's, yeah, just going to keep moving.
Another rider having an issue. Jared Meese hopped on one of the Kawasaki's that Brian Smith used to race back in 2019 for the Crosley-Howerton team and had transmission issues, and that was the end of his day.
Made some noise, and then when we brought it back to the pit area and tried to shift gears, it wouldn't shift. So, usually when that happens, the entire motor has to get split apart and get checked out. But had a lot of fun. The track was really good.
Yeah, it was going to be fun to be able to watch Jared Meese come back out here at the Springfield Mile, somewhere that he's won so many times. Unfortunately, did not get to see that.
And it was a good day for the Alton, Illinois rider, the 123 Jeffrey Carver Jr. on his own Kawasaki, doing for Happy Trails. A lot of supporters out there in the grandstands have helped him get to this point, and he goes out there and was very fast early.
When I first started flat tracking, I was age 12. We came over here to the Coliseum, raced, won my first amateur national championship, and first time I was ever on a mile was here at this track. And I just been trying to find something out there that gives me the energy and the dopamine like this. So it feels really good to be back out here.
Mission Super Twins, part of the Mission Triple Challenge. This is the first one early on the day. Davis Fisher blows up one of the motorcycles. He actually had a bad day on the 67 bike, a tough break for Davis. Jeffrey Carver looking really strong on the 123 bike. He has won here before. Dallas Daniels, though, would lead him in that corner.
Yeah, Daniels grabbed the early lead in this one, but it's going to be Trent Lowe that keeps going to the point. Jeffrey Carver and him will swap back and forth.
A veteran and a rookie. Trent Lowe out there in his rookie season battling with the Wizard, the 123 of Jeffrey Carver. They go back and forth. This is main event number 1. It's only 10 laps and off the final corner. Here comes your winner, James Ott, out of nowhere to win that first main event.
We still got work ahead of us, but to win anything at Springfield, I just feel so blessed, but at the same time, it's so awesome. It was racing some of those guys like Jeffrey. I looked up to him growing up. I mean, you got tons of guys I looked up to growing up out there. They're all so good, and I'm just happy to be able to race with them, and to be able to win something it's awesome.
Ott picks up the $2,500 from Mission, winning main event number 1, the Mission Triple Challenge. Super Twins, main event number 2, Trent Lowe on the 48. Ott trying to repeat. Here comes the 32 of Dallas Daniels, and the 48 of Trent Lowe moves into second early on.
Yeah, and Dallas Daniels able to grab another hole shot in this one, but it's going to be James Ott immediately tacking to the front. Jeffrey Carver leads momentarily, but they keep going back and forth. Trent Lowe and James Ott all involved in this one.
Ott worked his way up to the front. He brings Bender with him, but here comes the 3 Harley-Davidson. Had troubles all day, pulls it all together in this main event number 2 for the Super Twins class.
Yeah, and it's going to be Trent Lowe still fighting for it as they go for the final lap. Drafting in here, Trent takes over the lead from Breyer Bauman through 3 and 4.
And he would lead him off the line, drag race to the finish line. Trent Lowe, the big red Super Honda, would win main event number 2.
Year long we struggled and we were trying to find something. They finally found something for me, and yeah, I'm just so grateful and thankful for them.
Lowe picks up the $5,000 Mission Triple Challenge, winning main event number 2. The points coming in for the Triple Challenge right now. Trent Lowe is the leader. Breyer Bauman and James Ott are tied for second. Brandon Price is currently 4th. Declan Bender 5th. Brandon Robinson 6th. And the 32 by Dallas Daniels back there in 7th right now with 1 race to go here at Springfield. Kristen Beat is with Breyer Bauman.
Breyer, can you believe how you and this team have turned things around today?
After the second qualifier or whatever it was when we didn't even get a time, I'm like, man, it is a little dark right now. But yeah, I kind of think it's been our mentality the whole season. We kind of just keep chipping away at it even when we're kind of bad and kind of behind. So I'm just proud of the team. I'm proud of Dave, Michelle, Brian Bigelow, Ryan Connolly, the whole Rick Ware Racing Parts Plus Latest Motors team. Like I said, we're just kind of doing our thing, and sometimes our thing isn't very good, and sometimes it is. So I didn't maybe anticipate to be on the front row after qualifying of the final main event. So here we are.
Starting lineup looks like this for the Mission AFT Super Twins. Trent Lowe will be on the pole. Briar Bauman will be second pick. Brandon Price is third on the 92. Declan Bender on the 70. Keep your eyes on James Ott, who won the first main event. He's starting back there in fifth. And don't count out Jeffrey Carver Jr. starting back in row number 2 in the 8th starting spot. Mission AFT Super Twins. The last leg of the Mission Triple Challenge right here at the Springfield Mile. 20 laps. One overall winner. Bender, Price, Bauman, and Lowe on the front row. Light turns green, clutches are out. Briar's trying to lead him in the first corner. Here comes the 48 up the inside. Trent Lowe, Briar Bauman side by side.
Yeah, side by side, Trent Lowe will come off the corner, lead us down the back straightaway for the first time. But look at that, Dallas Daniels already up to about 6th place. Looked a little bit better there, but slides back just slightly. But Briar Bauman immediately taking a shot here at Trent Lowe. But look at the two Yamahas, Declan Bender and Price there as well.
Bender shoves it up the inside of the 70 bike, but it's Briar Bauman, the Harley-Davidson, leading them through 3 and 4. The Honda is out there in 3rd. Brandon Price slides into 4th, and the other Harley-Davidson in 5th. Here they come, up to full song on the front straightaway.
Gonna have a Harley-Davidson lead us here on the first lap of the Springfield Mile. Another guy coming through the pack is Brandon Robinson. Right now, all of these riders kind of feeling out the racetrack. Look at Carver up top. We saw in 3 and 4 a lot of riders spread out all the way around. Everyone's trying to find where the grip is, where the moisture is, but it's gonna be Declan Bender taking control of this one from Briar Bauman.
Declan Bender sitting 5th coming into this final race of the day, trying to win the Triple Challenge and win his first main event. The 70 bike in the lead, the OTB bike. Declan Bender, your leader at Springfield.
Trent Lowe's doing a good job right now. He just needs to stay up in this lead group.
Trent Lowe in 2nd, Briar Bauman in 3rd. Here comes the bright yellow leathers of the 92 of Price. Now Dallas Daniels up to 5th on the racetrack. There goes Trent Lowe up the inside. He'll lead him off at turn number 2.
Yeah, you see Daniels down there riding the bottom of 1 and 2. We've seen that a lot out of him this year, just kind of riding as low as you can, going the shortest way around the racetrack. But look at that, Briar Bauman there, down there as well.
And we got to look at the 123, Jeffrey Carver. He's up to the high side, trying to make the high line work. Carver's at 6th on the line last time by. He's right behind Dallas Daniels.
I don't think there's any line through 3 and 4.
Oh, Robinson sits straight up on that motorcycle, somehow saves it.
I think him and James Ott crossed lines there.
Ruffle some feathers a little bit, shake things up. It's still Briar, but he goes up, now goes to the bottom, so Briar goes in a little bit higher, now squares off the corner.
Yeah, and they had that same issue with the coin between James and Brandon, so hopefully that wasn't an issue there. But it's gonna be Declan Bender still at the front of this one.
Bender, your leader on the Yamaha. Briar Bauman in 2nd, Trent Lowe in 3rd on the Honda. Ott's way up high on that number 19 bike.
Yeah, and I don't think right now there's any advantage still. Everyone's kind of still feeling it out, trying to figure out where to go as Price gets a huge head shake the entire way down the front straightaway.
Turbulence from those top 4 riders really got him. You know, he swerved down to the inside. 3 of them going for the lead in turn number 2. Here comes Trent Lowe.
Yeah, Trent Lowe. These guys are not allowing themselves to break away, though, because they're doing all this passing through the corners, and Briar Bauman knows that, but the rest of these guys don't have the experience as Dallas Daniels gets a huge run now. Dallas Daniels up to 4th, closing the way up to Briar Bauman, but like I was saying, the guys out front, besides Briar Bauman, they don't know how to run away with it. They keep passing each other in the corner. You need to do all your passing on the straightaways.
Stay, you know, kind of in line in the corners and make your passes with a draft pass going into the next corner is how you start pulling away from everybody else. Now Dallas Daniels has moved into 4th. He can see Briar Bauman just ahead of the 70 bike of Declan Bender. They know what's going on.
Yeah, and right there, it looked like Dallas's bike was handling a lot better through 1 and 2. It looked like he had a lot more stability through there and a lot more grip as he is coming to the front. Now going to take over 3rd place from Declan Bender. It's going to be Trent Lowe still out front.
Trent Lowe. Briar goes up a little bit wider and higher. More momentum around the outside for the 3 bike. They're tucked in line. The 48 leads the 3. The 3 looks around the outside. Here comes Bender looking up the inside on the 70. Bender goes back to the lead. More action on the fantastic racing here at the Springfield Mile when we return.
right now it's been Briar Bauman and Declan Bender, but Declan Bender's bike has been working so strong.
Do you think Briar's okay with Bender leading right now?
I think, like I said, Briar, he's doing what he can do down the straightaway, and he's getting as creative as he can through the corners, but he just does not want to see the 32 get that far ahead of him.
70 bike leads it. Declan Bender from Cooksville, Illinois. Briar's in second. Here comes Dallas. Here comes Ott. Ott looking for fourth.
There's no way that Briar knows that if Declan beats him, Declan will win the overall and Briar will get second. That math would have never came through his head, so it's going to be Declan Bender still out front. Briar Bauman, though, he's got the veteran savviness. He's got a couple tricks up his sleeve that he knows he can pull out later on in this race. Not able to finish the draft there, but look at what he's going to do through this corner.
Yeah, he was setting it up there. I mean, here comes Dallas. Dallas is going to get in the mix. The cream has risen to the top.
That is what you said was going to happen, and here we have it, our points leader, first and second on the track.
Down the back straightaway, Dallas goes up the inside. He wants to win the Springfield Mile. Dallas Daniels from Mattoon, Illinois, goes to the lead.
And immediately Briar Bauman takes a shot back at him. He's going to try to get this lead back, but no, Dallas Daniels has the grip through the corner, able to get off in front of Briar. I want to see the draft here. Is he going to be able to make it happen to the line? No, it's just going to sit there on his back wheel.
7 laps to go. Briar goes up the inside trying to get back in front of the 32. He does. He makes the pass. Now Dallas Daniels trying to square off the corner. He gets back in line. He'll try to use the draft on the back straightaway. Bender, what's he going to do?
Scotty, if Dallas Daniels wins this race and Briar Bauman gets second, Briar will have the overall win by 1 point over Dallas.
Dallas needs somebody else to get in between himself and Briar.
Dallas needs a friend out of these other couple of Yamahas in here, and it is 4 Yamahas, 1 Harley-Davidson, all battling out for the win right now.
On the front straightaway, Dallas Daniels leads Briar Bauman, Declan Bender, Brandon Price, and James Ott. Ott is now up to 4th on the 19 bike.
Now I wonder if Briar's going to try to sit here for a little bit and see if these two can pull away from the rest of them. He hasn't seen another wheel from another one of these riders, so Briar not passing him in the corner is going to allow them to maybe pull away a little bit, but Briar needs to get a draft down this straightaway at some point to help push him forward.
I wonder if he knows the math. If he gets second and Dallas wins, I wonder if he knows that that's good enough.
It's too late to figure that out now, Scotty. It's time to get it to it. And right there, Briar does take a look over. Briar wanted these two to break away, and he's got Brandon Price and Declan Bender on these very fast motorcycles. Briar knows he's at prey for these other Yamahas and how fast, how straightaway speed they have.
Briar's got to rely on the corner speed. Making the pass, goes up the inside, slides right in front of the 32. Briar Bauman on the Harley-Davidson in front of 4 Yamahas off of turn number 2.
Yeah, and right there, so Briar looked back in the corner coming off of 4, saw that Price was there, and that's when he started to attack Dallas again. He knows now he needs to be in the lead because he's less at prey of falling deeper in the field like he is there, as Price is going to try to go around the outside of Daniels, and he will.
Brandon Price trying to march his way to the front on the 92 bike. This is the first time he's ridden that motorcycle. He's up to 3rd. Dallas around the outside goes to the lead this time.
Yeah, across the line. Daniels will take it right there.
4 laps to go. Briar Bauman, Dallas Daniels, Brandon Price. Now look at Briar, goes from the outside, drops to the low line, trying to break the draft off of 2.
Briar has to use every little bit of experience he has here. He does not have the straightaway speed these other motorcycles do. What is he going to do? He has to make it happen through the corners.
Here comes the 92 back around the outside. Briar takes a look over his shoulder, wants to know who else coming with them. Daniels will lead him off of 4. Briar goes to 2nd. Ott making his way up there. He's getting in the thick of things. He goes to 4th.
Yeah, they open up just a little bit of a gap there, but it's going to get swallowed up immediately. Briar Bauman, I believe he's going to continuously try to just get back into the lead in front of Daniels. He needs to do it. He cannot fall farther back, but he still has the overall. All he has to do is finish 2nd to Dallas. Can he make the draft happen here? No, the bike stalls out.
Look at the top 2, got a little bit of breathing room. Here comes Ott. Ott's going to try to disrupt everything on the 19 bike. Briar sends it up the inside, gets the lead by the 32 bike.
Yeah, big shot there from Briar, but the thing that's going to do is allow Price to get up there as well as Ott. Ott has been one of the fastest riders, the fastest motorcycles out here. He just went by Price there. James Ott could throw a wrench in this thing as we've got 2 laps to go, Scotty.
2 miles remaining. Briar Bauman looking for the Mission Triple Challenge. He's our points leader on the season. Dallas Daniels in 2nd, Price, Ott, and Bender, the top 5.
Yeah, Briar Bauman stretching those throttle cables if he ever can. He needs to be able to make any gap possible. Dallas Daniels will take the lead back into 3 and 4. James Ott falls back to 5th. I believe he's going to be one of the guys that can make it happen, but no, Price immediately goes up inside of Daniels.
If he can slide in front of the 3 bike, that will keep the rest of them. Here comes everybody else. Briar goes from 1st to 4th. Last lap of the Springfield Mile.
Oh, that really just upset Breyer's race when Price did that. Now, Breyer has to be able to get back to second. He makes the push there through the corner. Yes, he is, but no. James Ott's going to be on the outside of him as Dallas Daniels spins it up off the corner. That Breyer's not going to be able to get the draft off the backside of Daniels. It's a drag race, and it's going to be a triple draft for Declan Bender there.
Bender up the inside, last lap, last corner of the Springfield Mile. Mission triple challenge. Dallas Daniels in the lead on the 32 bike. Here comes Price. Here's Ott getting in front of the 3 bike. Here is the drag race to the finish line. They come off of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. Who's it going to be? At the line, it's the 32. Dallas Daniels wins in Springfield.
And Breyer Bauman falls back to 5th place after that race, falls off of the podium.
The Progressive American Flat Track Series has been brought to you by the Cat Rental Store, the official heavy equipment supplier of Progressive American Flat Track, and by Royal Enfield, an official OEM partner of Progressive American Flat Track.
Dallas, you are now a premier class winner at the Springfield Mile in a deeply meaningful race for you. An unwillingness to surrender. Where did this team find the grit to put you on the top spot of the podium?
I don't think we needed to find it. I think we just needed to search around the pit area. We've never lost it. Yeah, it's just the beginning of the day today has just kind of been the story of the season, and it was just it's been tough. But I'll tell you one thing: it's making us a hell of a lot stronger, and you know, we proved that we don't give up, and that's the motto for sure. And I was watching a Hall of Fame race. I actually met Mike Wheeler. He was in here, and Will Davis won it, and he's trying to act like it doesn't mean a lot. And winning the Springfield Mile is, yeah, it's pretty cool.
For a rider who grew up in the state of Illinois, it is deeply meaningful. Dallas, congratulations.
Here's the highlights from main event number 3 of the Mission Triple Challenge. Breyer Bauman got out front in a hurry. So did Trent Lowe on the 48 Honda.
Breyer Bauman had a lot of persistence to try to get away from Dallas Daniels and the rest of the crew as much as they could, but Dallas kept fighting tooth and nail to get back to the front.
Dallas started back there in the 7th spot, worked his way to the front. The Honda fell out early. Here's the race to the finish line. Dallas Daniels coming around off of turn number 4. Yamahas, the top 4 spots with the Harley back there in 5th. Kristen is with 2nd place.
Brandon Price on a Nick Henderson built bike that was only built a couple days ago. With the help of Jesse Janish and a great team and support group around you this weekend, you find yourself on the podium at the end of the day. What does it feel like to be back in the American Flat Track Series racing competitively?
There's no better feeling right now. You know, my career was almost over a couple months ago, and just to come back out 2nd place, still another 2nd, but it was like I'm just inching so close, and you know, I'm feeling like tomorrow might be the day. You know, I'm so many great people, my dad, my mom, my grandparents, everybody else that's helped me throughout my career.
Brandon, congratulations, finishing 2nd overall here today at the Springfield Mile.
Main event number 3 for the Mission Triple Challenge. Finishing order looks like this. Dallas Daniels taking the win on the 32. Brandon Price was 2nd, Ott 3rd, Declan Bender 4th, Breyer Bauman 5th, and a tough break for the 48. Trent Lowe finishing up 13th. Down on the podium, 3rd place in this one, the 19 of James Ott.
Take me through some of those final moments in the final main event as you guys were just squaring up the corners.
Man, I mean, the bike felt so good at the end there. I knew I kind of had to let it come to me as it was a longer main. And those last couple of laps, I just wanted to get to the front and try to win this thing. I knew I had to if I wanted a shot at the overall win. But obviously, Dallas and Brandon rode great. Brandon was riding so hard out there. I've never seen anyone ride that hard. But it was awesome, fun battle. And hopefully we can do more tomorrow and go forward more.
Congratulations, James. This G&G Racing team just never gives up.
Overall, Mission Triple Challenge 32, Dallas Daniels with the win. 92 Price is 2nd, Ott is 3rd, Bender is 4th, and Breyer Bauman 5th in the overall Mission Triple Challenge here at Springfield. And that leads up to our points. They look like this right now. Breyer Bauman with a 2-point advantage over Dallas Daniels. Robinson 3rd, Fisher 4th, Vandekoy's in 5th, Trent Lowe, Ott, Bromley, Whale, and Declan Bender now in the top 10. What a beautiful day it was in Springfield. Perfect weather made for a very fast, very exciting race here at the legendary Springfield Mile. mission. Triple challenge, 3 main events in both classes. Drain picking up the win and winning the championship, the first foreigner to win a championship in Progressive American Flat Track. And then you got Dallas Daniels coming out of nowhere to win the Super Twins. A beautiful day racing. We're doing it again tomorrow. On behalf of Colby Carlisle, Kristen Beat, I'm Scotty Dibbler. We'll see you tomorrow at Springfield.